Here, let me type in chat here before we get started. Do they have radar? Yeah. Just want to say, hey guys, it's Klaus. Welcome back to another video. And you're probably looking at your screen saying, hey, this isn't World of Tanks. No, it's not. It's World of WarshiT. And you get to watch me play, and I'm playing in my Shiratsuyu, that tier 7 Japanese destroyer going down the gunboat line. And I just recently started playing again, and you guys, I asked you, what's the best gunboat line, and you guys said go down the Japanese, so I am, and I've reached tier 7. I'm going to share a pretty good game that I had in this thing and talk a little bit about World of WarshiT. You know, I've played this game for quite a long time. I was one of the original beta testers, and I actually own one of those Arkansas beta, you know, one of those kind of gift reward battleships that you got if you were a beta tester. Right? And I played for a while, and I had a lot of fun, and then I kind of stopped and concentrated on World of Tanks. And yes, I'm going to keep concentrating mainly on World of Tanks. But I recently, after about a year and a half of not playing, started playing again. I'm going to post a video every now and then of my shenanigans and gameplay every now and then. And I'm going down the Japanese gunboat line. I'm on the Shiratsuyu Tier 7 Japanese gunboat. You guys said if you want to go down the best gunboat line, you got to go down the Japanese one. I asked you guys, you told me that's what I'm doing. And I've got the Shimakaze, the torpedo boat, right? And so anyways, I'm playing the game. And right around when I started playing again, I made a few videos. They did this, a lot of people that I encountered during the game, some of my own old clan members from the Fades clan that played World of Tanks, they now play World of Warships, and they're saying, oh, there's a big carrier update coming. They're reworking the aircraft carriers, the CV lines, and they're going to change everything, and they've been working on it for months and months and months, and they've been doing a lot of testing and tweaking and adjusting and calculating, and they're going to change all the dynamics of the planes and the damage and all the functionality to just fix the carriers, or make them just do a whole update so that the carriers would become part of the game. There's these ships that have planes. You can fly the planes around and drop torpedoes and bombs and all sorts of stuff. And they worked on that for quite some time. And right around when I started playing again, the carrier update, and it was even delayed because they wanted to get it right. They spent a lot of time working on it. It came out a couple of weeks after I started again, and I noticed that it came out because I wasn't up to speed on everything. I noticed that when it came out, I played the day the carrier update went live, and I sailed out in my destroyer, and there were planes everywhere, and I would try to shoot them, and then they would be gone, and then there would be torpedoes and bombs and all sorts of stuff was, the planes going around everywhere, and there was carriers everywhere, and all the ships were sinking. And I played my first game, and I was in a destroyer, so I moved up into one of those little areas that you should capture, and I went in there and started capturing that, and all of a sudden there was torpedoes flying from above, and I sank immediately. And needless to say, it was a complete clusterfuck disaster. Because with all the work and all the testing and everything they did, they missed, they overlooked that there was one thing they overlooked. There was you could click on your keyboard. There was a special key that if you clicked it and you were in a carrier, then you would win. They didn't notice that if you clicked the F key while you played, all your planes would disappear, and then you could just win. They didn't notice that, so some of those shrewd carrier players, they took advantage of this mechanic, and they rolled out there, and they launched their planes, and they dropped the bombs. Some of them even like dropping them willy-nilly without aiming torpedoes, and if they just pressed the F key, then they would win. The planes would disappear and come back, and no one would be able to shoot them down, and they could just basically win the game, unless there was other carriers trying to win on the end. And all the ships would die, and there would just be 4 carriers, 2 per side left. So they kind of missed that. They missed the part about that there was a flaw that enabled them carrier players to press one key on their keyboard and and have their planes disappear and automatically win. But it was okay because, I mean, we're talking about a whole team working there that wanted to get these things right. And after months and months and months of trying to get it right and fucking it up, they assured us, okay, don't worry about it. We can fix that. And then I think the next day, it might have been like 20 minutes overnight, they micro-patched it and it was fixed. Which, and I'm not kidding, a couple of days later, oh, well, just a couple of micro-patches. Yeah, we'll fix it. No problem. And I played 2 or 3 days later, and then it was like back to the old. Like, what would you worked for months and months to come out with a new carrier rework, which destroyed the game for about a day or two. But that's okay. It took us 20 minutes and we fixed it. What did you do? Would you just? Oh, we forgot about that F key. We changed that. If they press the F key now, the planes don't disappear. Sorry, we missed that. Which I kind of started thinking about it. Well, wait a minute. Like, is that how? I thought it was hard to make these changes and program this stuff, and it would take months and testing and all the analysis and beta. Have people play hundreds of games to. And then, oh yeah, we missed that. Well, it'll just take 15 minutes. Hey, go, program out that F key. Yeah, that one's not working. Micropatch, done. I guess they have smart programmers because they can fix mistakes immediately after months and months and months of just complete and utter fuck up. But so I started to think they really are just making it up as they go along, aren't they? But okay. So I played again. I took a little break after that, after the carrier rework, but then I got back on it, and I've got to this destroyer here, the Tier 7 Shiratsuyu. And it's Tier 7, so I started seeing more Tier 7s, 8s, and 9s, playing those games. And another funny thing happened. I thought maybe they screwed up some of the programming again because I rolled out in a couple of my first games. You notice here let me digress a little bit here. You notice here I've pressed, I have a secret key too. I pressed the T key, and now I'm invisible and I can just shoot this guy because I'm in smoke now, and it's magic smoke that I can see out of, but they can't see into. You see? It's like, it's complicated, but it's a magic smoke. See, there I am, that white circle, that white outline there. I am in the smoke, and I can see out of the smoke, but they cannot see into the smoke. Now, I know my teammates technically are spotting for me, and they're radioing in. They're over there, you're in that smoke, but there they are over there. Can you please shoot them? And somehow I can see them clearly. But anyway, okay, so they had that mechanic in there, which I thought was kind of dumb. This is stupid. I could hide in smoke and shoot someone 147 times, and he has no idea. He can see my shells emerging from the smoke, but he can't see me. So that's one of the reasons I kind of stopped a while back. But so getting back to the story, I started playing again, and I roll out in my Tier 7 Shiratsuyu. And I haven't been playing for a while, so I'm not up to. And sometimes by not being up to speed, you see things more clearly. So I roll out, I go forward, and it's not this game. This game I'm actually doing pretty good. Watch my gameplay there. I'm kicking ass. So I roll out and I go into one of the zones, because I've got my concealment is really good. I've got the great commander with the skills, and they can't detect me unless they're within 4 or 5.5 kilometers. And I sneak into one of those zones, and I'm going to put some early cap pressure on there because I'm fast and I've got concealment. And I'm sitting there, and there's no enemies around that I can see. And all of a sudden, I'm detected, and everyone's shooting me, and I sink. And I go, what the hell's going on? What? Because I roll out in this Tier 7, the first 2 or 3 battles that happened. And I asked some people, like, what's going on? I can't see anyone. There's no one around. I'm detected and I sink. And they said, "Oh, Klaus, yeah, you haven't played for a while. Well, there's radar now." I go, "What? There's radar in the game." Oh, there's radar. Okay, well, that makes sense. How does the radar work? So they explained how the radar works. Well, normal radar works, well, with radio waves, with transmitters, receivers, it's very complicated and mathematical. You send out a signal, and the signal travels out and bounces off objects and comes back to you, so to speak, simplifying things. And so you can detect things, even though you don't see them. And they said, well, this makes sense. But that's how radar works. And it's like the seeing people. You need they program these things. They know how it works, right? We work on seeing, of detecting. You need clear line sight, yeah? You must be in detection range, yeah? And then you get detected. Yeah, we'll program that. And they do it, right? And for radar, apparently what they did is they kind of did all that, but then the Russian radar, I guess it must be Russian radar, in this game, we make radar. You send signal out, you bounce, come back. You detect with radar far as 8 kilometers, but we're not worried about mountain. It's too hard to program. It's just radar is go right through mountain, no problem. And so what I found out is, even though I couldn't detect anyone and there was no one around me, if I would pull into one of these cap circles and I'd be kind of hiding there, a cruiser could sail around, and this is, I guess, the meta now, is they sail to the other side of the mountain from you within their radar range, and then they have a special key on their keyboard. I'm not sure which one it is. I don't know, T or 4 or 3 or whatever. They press this key, and then you're detected, because the Russian radar goes right through mountain. It's right through mountain. You detected, you sink. You stupid. Your radar range. So what? How does this work now? So if I'm in a cruiser, I'm supposed to sail to the mountain behind the base, and then press my radar button so that I magically detect the people on the other side of the mountain, and then you guys can shoot them. Like, oh, what the? And they're explaining this to me like that. That's why you have to sail there. If you're in your cruiser, you sail and wedge yourself up against the mountain, and then that will put you within radar range of the base. Then you click radar, and then they'll appear on the screen, and we can shoot them. And because people are adapting to how the game works, right? In any game, you figure out how the game works, and then you play it. And that's, I go, but does this make any sense? Because remember, I'm observing and taking this in from the perspective of someone who hadn't. I haven't played for a while, so I just come back and relearning, right? I understand I can be in my secret smoke and shoot and remain invisible because it's one-way smoke. I understand that, and I got used to that, so I figured that out. I've got my special. I press the T key, and then I'm invisible in the smoke, and I figured all that out because I knew that from before. But I didn't know about the secret key that they could press that they could see me through the mountains. I didn't really know about that, and people were explaining it to me, and I thought, well, wait a minute. They just did this carrier rework, and I started playing, and they forgot about, they did all the testing and all the hard work for months and all the different perambulations and calculations. They just overlooked that there was a special magic key that the players that are going to play the CVs, the class that they're reworking, they could just press that and all their planes would disappear. They kind of overlooked that. I'm wondering, maybe they overlooked the fact that if you press this key, you could see through the fucking mountain. Maybe they just overlooked it. Because, hey, they fucked up once. Maybe they fucked up again. No, Klaus. This is how the mechanic works. So you have to, this is how you play now. So you're going to play a destroyer. You've got all the statistics, you've got all the cruise skills. You look at the map, and they see that little dotted circle? That's my detection range. That's how close enemies have to be to me to detect me. And other ships have different sized detection circles, like the cruisers and battleships. It would be bigger because they're more easily detected. And the cruisers in particular, their circle's bigger. So presumably I would have a chance of detecting them before I get into radar range. Because there's a secret button that they could press, which then they could detect me even from outside my detection circle because they got the radar. But I didn't figure out until sinking a few times that they could use their radar through the mountains to detect me, even though I can't see them through the mountains, but they can radar me through the mountains. It's secret radar. We have Russian radar. You have regular vision. Is better Russian radar than regular vision. Is why you get detect, you sink. Stupid. You not go move up so far next time. I guess is what the fuck. So I'm just wondering. And I threw it out there. The fact that they forgot about. They have the magic button for the smoke that makes you invisible. And then they had the magic button for the CV players that makes their planes invisible, and they have a magic button that lets you see through the mountains. And I'm wondering whether they just don't know. So hopefully this video, maybe they could remove those 3 magic buttons and remove the magic from the game. And okay, you see my point? When you play different video games, you learn the mechanics, and I'm talking to people in the clan, and they're talking to me like I'm an idiot. Well, don't you know? Of course, they're gonna nuzzle up against a mountain or press radar. You'll get detected. You can't go in. And I'm okay. Yeah, you know that because you've played now with radar for months and months, and that's how it works. But how does that make sense if you're just starting the game? Yeah, here I am. He's on the other side of this big mountain, but I'm. What? Well, I can sit in here in my smoke and see everyone clearly. I know that my teammates have them detected. I can see them on the minimap, but I can see them clearly and shoot them 483 times with this gunboat, and they can't see me. So there's just some things that are just, I don't know. Having said all that, it's a very relaxing game. It's not like World of Tanks. It's not stress-inducing. As you can see, it's much slower paced. And I'm going to stick with it. I'm going down the Japanese gunboat line because why not? My friends told me it's the best gunboat line. And this is the destroyer that leads down the gunboat line. And it's a shit gunboat. It's kind of like the turrets don't traverse very fast, and it doesn't really shoot very fast, and it's kind of a hybrid, half gunboat, half torpedo boat, and it's what apparently the tier 8 gets good. Did my torpedoes hit? Did you turn? Did you notice there's torpedoes coming? Oh, you didn't notice? Oh, you got hit. Oh, did your mommy buy you? No, okay, well. I like it. See, I like the torpedo boats better than the gunboats because you use your detection range circle, you approach the ship, you maneuver till you get as close as you can, remaining undetected, and then you launch your torpedoes and you hope to hell that he does not change course. If he's a Muppet and goes straight, you're going to land your hits, and you've got to kind of figure out when you're going to get spotted and where you should go and how you should position, where you should shoot your torpedo. There's a little bit of skill, I guess, but this pressing T to end up in smoke so that you could shoot them 400 times as long as your teammates have them detected. And I think that's why they put radar in, because people are sick of these destroyers sitting in the smoke screens, shooting them 400. There's these gunboats. He shot me 643 times from the smoke 3 kilometers away, and I couldn't detect him. He has a magic button that he can press and remain invisible. I want a magic button I can press so that I can see him. So now they have 2 magic buttons. They got the sit in the smoke invisible magic button, and I can see you anyway with the radar magic button through the fucking mountain. All right. That's enough. I'll let you imagine how this game ends with all those torps heading his way. over 100,000 K damage in my tier 7 Shiratsuyu. And I'm going to stick with it, guys. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going down the gunboat line. Tier 8 coming up. I'm going to keep making videos because this World of War shit, it's relaxing. It's much more, calming, and the community's much nicer, and the game's slower pace, and it's good to take a break, from the World of Tanks every now and then. And I'm so glad that they reworked the carriers so that they're more realistic, and well, they kind of screwed it up at the beginning, but a couple of micro patches, no problem. It was all fixed. Hope you enjoyed that. I'll be back. You can't get rid of me. I'm going to be playing World of Warships, whether you like it or not.